Talk-A-Raptor Episode 9 Baka-Raptor Goes to Hogwarts. Baka-Raptor was awoken one fine afternoon by an owl carrying a letter for him through his window. Baka-Raptor thanked the owl and read the letter. Congratulations, something. Oh, free room and board, alright. And so Baka-Raptor headed for Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. As Baka-Raptor approached the castle, he noticed a lot of magical filler creatures that were fun in small doses, but way too tedious to go into in detail in books that are already approaching 700 pages. When Baka-Raptor arrived at the castle, he tried on the sorting hat to see which house he'd belong to. "This is a tough one," said the sorting hat. "You have the protagonist qualities of a Gryffindor, the antagonist qualities of a Slytherin, the side character qualities of a Ravenclaw, and the background character qualities of a Hufflepuff. I just don't know what to do." Suddenly, the world went dark. The next thing Baka-Raptor knew, he was sorted into Slytherin House. Baka-Raptor began wandering the halls of Hogwarts when he was confronted by none other than Harry Potter. "Are you an Horcrux?" asked Harry. "What?" "I say, are you an Horcrux?" "What?" "I sense a fragment of a human soul living deep within you. It is my mission to destroy them, and, if need be, you along with it. So I'll ask you one more time. Are you a Horcrux?" "Mom's a Horcrux?" The sorting hat immediately regretted not placing Baka-Raptor in Ravenclaw. "Hey, what are you still doing up there?" asked Baka-Raptor. "Your head is extremely comfortable," said the sorting hat. Meanwhile, Harry Potter was not taking well to the "Yo Mama" joke. You git!" "What?" Harry Potter raised his wand to attack. Baka-Raptor finally knew what was going on, but before they could fight, Snape stepped in. 50 points from Gryffindor," said Snape. "But 50 more points from Gryffindor," said Snape. "Oh, come on, 50 more points from Gryffindor." Harry Potter finally gave up, and Baka-Raptor realized that Snape was the kindest man he'd ever met. Baka-Raptor continued to roam the halls of Hogwarts when he came upon an unusual magical creature. "Holy shit, it's an anime character," said Baka-Raptor. "Oh no, I'm not an anime character. My name is Lunia Lovegood." "Oh, let me guess, you're one of those characters whose name means exactly what she is. Aren't we all, Baka-Raptor?" "Well played, Luna. You're really intelligent, and interesting, and a positive female role model. So what's up with the lion hat?" Luna proceeded to do a strange dance and say "nya" a lot. This turned out to be the password to the Chamber of Secrets, in which Luna found $1 million, some porn, and a roll of duct tape. Luna lived happily ever after. As Baka-Raptor continued his journey through Hogwarts, he noticed some Indian girls in the distance. Baka-Raptor threw on his invisibility cloak to avoid being molested. As Baka-Raptor passed them by, he overheard them whining about how they were useless and nobody wanted to go to the ball with them. Somehow, Baka-Raptor was not surprised. Baka-Raptor ran into an office at the end of the hall and took off his invisibility cloak. This turned out to be Dumbledore's office. "Ah, Baka-Raptor, I knew you would make it." "Wow," exclaimed Baka-Raptor. "How'd you know that?" "Oh, everything's going according to my little plan." "Wait, everything? What do you mean everything?" "Oh, you know, the sorting hat, your encounter with Harry Potter. I knew all this would happen." "Wait, hold on. You knew that Harry Potter would try to kill me, and you didn't do anything about it?" "Ho, Baka-Raptor. I knew you'd pull through." "Oh, come on, Dumbledore. Isn't that kind of douchey?" Ha. I knew you'd say that." "Oh god, this place sucks. I'm out of here." And so, Baka-Raptor transferred to law school. The end. Welcome to the behind-the-scenes segment of Talk-A-Raptor Episode 9. I'm Baka-Raptor, the creator slash producer slash artist, voice actor, narrator, etc. I'm doing this in part because I recently listened to the audiobooks of Harry Potter and also caught up on the movies. I'm also doing this because I was caught off guard by the number of non-sarcastic yes votes in my poll asking whether I should do National Novel Writing Month. I hope this story will tide you over until I get a real novel done in November 2013. My overall grade for the Harry Potter series is a single plus. Now, if you take the best of the audiobooks and the best of the movies and find some way to work them together, there's definitely a double plus story in there somewhere. However, the books suffer from being way too long and having too much filler material, and the movies, they kind of suffer from too many bad changes from the books, although there are a lot of changes in the movies that I do actually like. So, if you take either the books or the movies in isolation, I can only give the series a single plus. Now to spoil a whole bunch of jokes by explaining them. First of all, in this image, we're supposed to have a Hippogriff, Aragog, and the Whomping Willow. Now, before you get on my case about arachnids only having 2 body segments as opposed to insects which have 3, I don't care, it looks cooler this way. And also, an exoskeleton would not be able to support any kind of insect or arachnid that size, so it doesn't really matter. I wasn't surprised that Slytherin came in first in the poll, but I was surprised that Hufflepuff came in a strong second. I figured you'd all find some reason to stick me in one of the other 3 schools before sending me to the none of the above school. Now Ravenclaw, that's the school I'd probably want to go to the most if I were actually in the Harry Potter universe. Having riddles for passwords is pretty awesome. As for Gryffindor, I do find it the least interesting of all the 4 houses, and I guess you all did too, which is why I only got 6 votes for it, and yet somehow I'm still quite offended. If I've learned any one thing from listening to the audiobooks, it's that I do not understand British English. The audiobook narrator, Jim Dale, he did a fantastic job doing a whole bunch of English accents, more than I even knew existed, but there were some parts that I had difficulty following because of the accents. And it's pretty annoying to hear something in an audiobook, wanting to look it up online, and not being able to because you have no idea how it's supposed to be spelled. Now, Snape is obviously the best character, but he's so clearly designed to be the best character that I feel there's really no merit in admitting it. So instead, I'll say that Luna's the best character. And that lion hat, give me a break, that is the most anime thing ever. And as expected, it's all over her fan art. The Indian girls were useless, as you'd expect. Though I was a little more offended in this case because they actually have my last name, and I was hoping they'd represent a little better. Dumbledore. I really liked this guy at first, but the more you go through the series, the more you realize that Dumbledore is just a huge douchebag troll. And now for the scenes that I was too lazy to draw because it takes a lot of time and effort, and I don't think I'm ever going to criticize a manga artist for being late with a chapter ever again. Draco was a character I had really high hopes for early on, but he turns out to be pretty useless and in the grand scheme of things is a huge disappointment. Dobby and the rest of the house elves, I realize that they're there for a specific role and it's valuable to the show, but outside of that role, they should be shown as little as possible. And there's way too much of them in the books. The movie made great decisions to cut down on them and the whole tiresome spew thing that Hermione had running. Snogging, ugh. I do not want to see kids making out. And yes, I realize that the actors in these movies are over 18, but the concept is still there. In fact, I don't want to see much of anyone making out, unless they're hot lesbians. Hagrid. Now, I remember that he has this thing for violent creatures, and I thought that would make for an interesting panel, but I just got lazy and cut it out. Umbridge is a horrible character. I hate her guts, and I realize that you're supposed to, and that many people think that because you hate her so much, she's actually really well written, and this is a good thing for the series. My problem with Umbridge is that her book, which was The Order of the Phoenix, it was so tedious. Chapter 15 should be a bitch, chapter 16 should be a bitch, and this would just go on and on and on. They could have kept it short, like in the movies, when they turned her into a partially loathsome character, but also a partially comical character. In the book, they just overdid the loathing, and it was unbelievably tedious. Another tedious thing that J.K. Rowling did in her books is that whenever someone would try to pick up a book that they were looking for, they would see other books next to them and feel the need to recite the titles of every single one. Like if you were looking for a history of Hogwarts, and then you would see a book next to it, and it'd be like Money for Muggles, or Dueling for Dragons, or something else that was like, hey, yeah, we get it, you think you're being cute, but your book is long enough, let's just move on. Finally, Quidditch. It's a pretty cool game, but the scoring system is horrible. pretty much if you capture the snitch, you win, the end. I think a little more weight should be given to the other 6 players on each team who are actually doing most of the work. Well, that's all I got to say for now. Next Talk-A-Raptor episode is either going to be the anniversary episode, or, if you're lucky, I'll be able to squeeze in my Mirai Nikki review before that. So, see you next time.